Hello.
That's a great start.
So we thought we'd make a little video for anyone interested in wanting to get into the firearm club shooting in Western Australia, because it's not easy.
It really isn't. They say you can have a license and you can have your own firearm in 6 months. You really can't.
Lies. Oh, lies!
There is a 6-month window in there. So, what are we going to talk about first? So I guess you got to pick a club. So most people are going to pick a club that's close to home.
Yes.
We had a couple of different ones and we ended up with the furthest away one. So why did we pick the further away one, like?
So we originally went to one. They all have an introduction night.
Hello.
It's normally a weekday, and we went to one club. We got there was about 5 people there.
And it was arranged beforehand. We'd sent an email, and the guys are like, "Yep, come down on that day, that time. This person will be there to speak to you and explain how it all works." We're like, "Fantastic! That's exactly what we'll do."
Showed up. They seemed like nice enough guys, and we sat around for about an hour and a half talking about Toyota Land Cruisers.
We filled out some forms.
Yeah.
One person fired an air pistol once.
Yeah. But we never saw a firearm, touched a firearm, fired a firearm, even discussed when we would fire a firearm.
And then the guy that was having a chat with us turned around and said, "The person you have organised to meet here tonight is not coming."
Yeah.
So I think there was about 3 or 4 other people as well that had arranged on the same night to come and see the same guy, and he just didn't rock up.
So we, on the way home, were a little pissed off and decided let's find a different club, because there was one about 10 minutes from there.
Yeah.
So we thought, let's try that. I think it was the next week or the week after. Same thing, a Wednesday night introduction.
Hello.
Who did we meet first?
So I got there before you.
Yes.
And I was taken in by
Michael?
Lawrence. No, Lawrence took me in.
Oh, really?
Because
Okay.
he just found me milling around in the car park because Lee wasn't there yet. So he's like, "Yeah, come on in," and we now do that. We'll kind of find new people and go, "Yeah, come on in, we'll tell you what the story is and we'll introduce you to the right people and all that kind of stuff." So Lawrence took me in and started giving me the guided tour. I'm like, whoa, hang on, I'm waiting for my mate. He's like, "That's all good, don't stress, we can go over it all again." So I'd already had a bit of a guided tour by the time Lee got there. And then he introduced us to Michael, who is the air pistol captain.
Yes, which will be your first step when you start fire. Well,
with all the clubs are going to be different.
Yeah.
This is how our club works.
Yeah.
So he introduced us to Michael, and Michael's going to be looking after you for the first few visits. We've both shot before.
Yes.
Both air pistol. I've done air pistols, air rifles.
Yes.
I've done shotguns. I've never done handguns, but you have.
Yes.
So we have a little bit of experience between us. And what Michael does is he'll give you a scorecard, he'll go through the safety kind of stuff of obviously point it in the right direction, not at each other. You know, pretty obvious stuff. And then did we hire those, or there was a fee involved in that, wasn't there?
A small fee.
A small fee because it's air pistols, it's pretty cheap.
$10, $15 each time.
And I think you get, is it 6 cards and 10 shots?
Something like that.
So you have 10 shots per round, and then you have 6 rounds, and then you score up yourselves at the end. And it's 10-metre range, 2 hands, see how you get on. And the idea is they want to see, A, you're responsible,
yes.
B, you can hit the target at 10 metres.
Why didn't you hit the target?
And C, you're not a complete muppet. You're following the safety rules like eye protection. You don't need air protection when you're doing air pistols, but...
and it's also to make sure you're serious because Michael told us, he's like, you're going to have to do 6 air shoots. It's probably going to take you 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
And I think most people at that point go, boring.
They're too hard pile, I'll go and do something else.
Yeah.
But I think they want you to show them a bit of commitment, that you're actually taking it seriously.
Yeah.
That to me is what it was all about.
And then when you're finished the air shoots, you get to buy a gun.
No, put it away.
Denied.
Not yet. We'll get to that.
That's what we thought. Air shoots and then buy a gun.
Yeah, not quite that simple. So we did, I think 4 is the minimum.
Yeah.
As long as you're being consistent. We were like rocking up twice a week, but they'll only count 1 shoot per visit. So you can't do 4 shoots in one, because again, they want you to show some commitment to this.
Yes.
So we'd done our 4.
Yes.
I think we probably did 6.
I think we did
anyway.
5 or 6, yeah.
Yeah, and my son came down and he did a bit of shooting as well. And then we had to book in for the safety course.
Yeah, and timing is very important here. So they run a safety course once a month, and we had missed it by 1 week. So we completed our last air shoot the week after the safety course. So unfortunately, we had to wait 3 more weeks to do safety.
Yeah, so you can't skip a step. You can't say, well, we're 3 shoots in, they're ready. No, you have to wait until it's all complete, box ticked. Then you can get on the list for doing your safety briefing. And it was, we actually started down on range 1, didn't we?
Yeah, with everybody.
So you don't actually, there is a classroom session, but you start off on range, in our case, range 1. This is your firearm, little 22s, Ruger Mark 4s, I think they were.
Something like that.
And you get shown how to charge the magazine, how to discharge, or how to unload the magazine, which end is the dangerous end of the firearm.
Hell no!
What the targets look like, and all that kind of stuff. And so they give you a lot of information, and it's a bit funny as well. Some of it,
Yeah.
you know, Michael's quite into, not Michael, it was
Phil?
Peter.
Peter.
No, Peter.
Yes.
Peter that did that one, who's like one of the,
Careful.
I nearly said old timers.
Careful.
He's a really experienced person doing that kind of thing.
And very technical.
Very technical, so we had a good laugh and we got some good information.
And it was pretty exciting. I mean, live firearms.
Yeah. And it's not like when you go to again, to our American friends, this is not the same as what you guys have over there. You can go to a shooting range here and you can pay to shoot a firearm, but it'll be on chains, so it doesn't come above here, it doesn't come left of that, and you can't really miss the target. That's not what this is. Our club, you have a firearm on the desk, you're loading it, you're pointing it, and you know, you're going to take it from there.
Yeah. And then as soon as you're done the live fire, you can buy a gun.
Put
So
it away.
what
No,
we did...
put it away. No. That's months and months down the line. Put it away.
Okay.
So we shot Mandar, which is a timed event, but they did it really slowly for us.
These are small, but the ones out there are far away.
The shooting part is timed correctly, but the bits in between are really relaxed and informative and chatty and all that kind of stuff. So we shot our Mandar,
Yes.
and we did okay. We scored pretty highly.
Yeah, I mean, we hit the paper.
Yeah.
That was my goal. Don't shoot anyone. Don't shoot myself. Hit the paper. Really exciting first day.
So you've gone as well from air pistols at 10 metres, we're now at 25 metres.
Yes.
So instead of having a target this big, you've now got, you know, a man-sized target. Then 15 and then 10 metres.
Yes.
So we're kind of learning all about how the machine works to move all that kind of stuff. And
Now, somewhere in this process, I don't remember exactly when it was, you can now choose to join the club and be a financial member. Most clubs in WA are between $250 and $500 for the year. We paid a prorated fee because it was halfway through the year.
Yeah.
So once you join the club, is that when the 6 months start? Yes.
yes, you've skipped a step though.
Have I?
You have. So we did our introductory shoot with all the safety briefings and all that, so all the newbies together. Then we went up to this boardroom, classroom, call it what you like,
Oh.
and then we did the exam.
Oh, right. I thought that was part of the safety. Wasn't it part of the safety?
It was, but we did the shooting, then we sat
Oh,
the
right,
exam
then we
after,
did
which
the-
I thought was the wrong way around. But you
Yeah.
know. So the idea being they're giving you all the information whilst you're doing your shooting, so that when you go and do the exam, you're going to pass the exam. And it wasn't rocket science.
Well, I'm a scientist. I work mainly with rockets. It's pretty tough work. What do you do?
Why, I don't mean to boast, but I'm a brain surgeon.
Brain surgery. Not exactly rocket science, is it?
Some of it was club specific, like about we have live fire flags that are red. How many are there? Where are they? Where's the safety areas and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff? Where can you load your firearm? Where can you not?
Yeah.
But that can, you know, local stuff. And some of it was law requirement stuff.
Yes.
So we did that. We passed that. I think there was about 12 of us in the classroom.
Yeah, it was
So
busy.
yeah, it was-
Nobody really had any problem.
No.
And as soon as you're done the safety quiz, you can...
No. Put it away.
So fucking bullshit. Buy a fucking gun already. Let me know when you're done.
he gets a bit frustrated at times. But hey, it has been really frustrating. But if you stick at it, eventually you can buy your own firearm. Eventually.
Can you buy a gun yet?
No! Okay, breathe, relax.
I'm okay now.
That should be in the safe anyway. That's something else we need to talk about. Safes.
Yes.
Have you calmed down now?
Well, that's how impatient we were too when we were
Did
going.
we need a cookie?
I had a drink and petted a cat, and it's fine. But that's how impatient we were, because we just wanted to buy a gun. We'd already picked out guns. We were ready to order guns. We wanted guns. We were going to buy gun safes. Oh yeah, buy gun safe.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah. So where are we now? So safety done.
That was the safety briefing. So at that point, you can then go along to your club. You can hire a firearm, buy some bullets from the club. They make you wear a really quite fetching blue vest to show that you're new and that you should be kept an eye on. And you'll have, it's not quite your own safety officer, but you'll have maybe one safety officer between two newbies.
A couple of eyeballs.
Yeah, just keeping an eye on you, making sure you're not being a complete muppet again. And then once you've done 4 live shoots, you lose the blue vest again, as long as you're behaving yourself and doing the right thing. And we were having a great time.
Yeah.
We would go along twice a week,
Yeah.
sometimes once a week, sometimes twice a week. We'd shoot Mandar, we'd shoot field, all static, knowing ultimately what we want to do is practical pistol and steel challenge and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Really important in that time, though. Go to the club regularly, talk to people, become kind of, popular with people so they see you around. So when the time comes to ask for a letter, they don't kind of go, who's this guy? How, he's only been here 3 times. Yeah. So that was our plan.
But also, it means you can ask for help, because most people at the gun club are going to be really helpful. Most people are going to let you borrow their firearms. So you have, use Scotty's 357.
Yeah. Alan's.
Alan, what did Alan have?
Same. No.
Oh no, Alan.
38. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he wasn't falling over.
And that was when you had a squibbler as well. That was quite scary.
Whoa.
We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that.
Tangent.
So where are we at?
So we've done 6 live fire shoots. We've requested we can't request a letter yet.
We are now paying financial members.
Paying financial members.
And you've got to continue being an active member and shooting for your 6 months.
Yes.
And then once you've had your membership for 6 months, that is when they're going to consider giving you a letter of support for the purchase of your own firearm.
But they have to vote on that too.
They do that. So this all goes before the committee. So if you've upset anybody in the committee, then they're going to say no, and then you're looking for another club and you're going to start the whole process.
And again, timing is a matter, because if your 6 months is up, say, November 1st, but the next committee meeting isn't till November 28th, again, you're waiting another month just because of how the calendar falls.
Yeah.
So a little frustrating.
So there's not really any
test.
Test.
Yeah, go. You finish your thought. So
there's not really any shortcuts to it.
No.
You'll either hit the mark every time, or you'll miss the mark every now and again, or you're just going to follow the process and be patient with it, unlike him.
Somewhere in that 6 month period, go to your club or any gun dealer, and you have to do a WA police multiple choice test to get to send with your firearms license. Now,
application, yeah.
We thought this test was the safety test we'd already done. So when it came to application time, they said, where's your WA firearms quiz? And we're like, well, we did it at the club. And they said, that's not the same thing. And we didn't have
a copy of that with us. But we'd gone to the club and said, this is the stage we're at. What else do we need? Nope, you're good. You've got everything you need to do. Wrong.
Yes. So maybe we could even put in the comments or a link a quick checklist of what you need to do. We'll see if we can do that. Because it's good to have. Tick, 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 tick. Don't miss anything.
Yeah.
Then what do? We bought a safe somewhere in there, a couple of safes.
So you're going to need, for our state, you're going to need a couple of safes. You cannot keep your firearm and your ammunition in the same safe. There are strict rules about the thickness of the safe, walls, doors, how it's secured to the wall, where it is.
You can keep them in the same safe if it has a separate
lockable
lockable
ammunition lockbox.
Yes, which is fine. Mine doesn't, so I have 2 little safes. You have a big safe and a little safe.
I have a big safe and a bigger safe.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Also, tip, when you're installing the safes, take pictures of everything. The hardware you used, the installation process, because when you submit your application, there's another form that you have to submit showing all the details of the installation, and you don't want to have to go back and uninstall the safe to show them anything. So
we had photographs of the hardware that we bought and the receipt and the installation process with all the tools out and all that kind of stuff, so that there was no question, yep, they've been done correctly. Because it was just not the kind of thing you want to have to uninstall the safe.
no.
The reality is, when we leave these houses, the safes will be left in place.
Yeah, no, I'm not taking safe with me. I'm buying bigger safe for more guns. Anyways.
So we're done safes. What else do we talk about?
So now
We're in that 6 month period.
Yes. Done the live fire, done the safety training, done the quiz.
Before the end of the 6 months, because the reality is, you're not a muppet, you are going to be approved by your committee.
Yes.
That's when you want to start looking at what you want firearm wise. We can. Why is that funny?
Well, it's funny because you're going to get to the process where you have to buy a firearm
Without a license.
without a license. I'll say that again. In WA, to get a firearms license, you first have to buy a firearm
Without a license.
without a license.
Yeah, it's an interesting process. So we decided what we wanted. We're going to get the same but slightly different. We went with the Canic Rivals. You've seen our other videos. You've seen our guns in the past. They seem really good value for money.
Yes.
You get a lot in the box.
Many
And
things.
for us going to practical pistol, we start with 3 magazines, so we only need another 3. But the more mags, the better, really.
Of course.
So where do we go from there? So we found them online.
Yeah, so we've been looking for a while, and there was some deals. They retail in Australia for about $1,600. But if you find one over east, you have to get them shipped to Western Australia, but it's a whole process. See, in other states, to ship it from Queensland to New South Wales, it's about $20, dealer to dealer. To come to WA, it's like $150.
What in the blue fuck was that?
Don't ask. WA has some weird rules.
But it does have to go to a dealer.
Yes.
And then when you've had your firearms license issued with your firearm number and
Yes.
the serial number of the firearm,
Yes.
then you can go and collect it. So they will hold it in storage for you. Some of them charge a fee.
Yes.
One guy wanted to charge us $50 a month each for a box this big in his safe.
Get the fuck out of here! No, I cannot. It's serious.
We're like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
No.
Because his prices on the firearms wasn't that great anyway.
No.
So you managed to find them over east.
Yeah, Magnum Sports in New South Wales. They had a sale on. They
We'll
were.
put a link in.
Yeah, we'll put a link to Magnum Sports. They were great to deal with. They were $12.50 each. Plus, he only charged us $65 for both shipped to our dealer in WA. So it worked out to about like $1,310 each. Whereas here, if you walked into a store, one store wanted $1,850. So we saved about $500 each on the firearms, which is a huge savings. And then they went to Perth Arms and Armour.
Yep, Vic and
Dale.
Dale up at Perth Arms and Armour were really, really good.
Link in the description below.
So once they had arrived there, we went up and visited the guys so that they would meet us and realise we're not complete muppets. And tell them where we're at in the process. We're waiting for our firearms licenses to come through because we needed them to do a serviceability report.
Yeah, you got to pay them for that too.
You need to pay them for that. But also the serviceability report also goes as part of your firearms application. So again, we've bought something, shipped it to a dealer that we don't know, so that they can do some paperwork that they're going to charge us for, so that we can then apply for a firearms license to own the firearm that we already own that's in someone else's safe. It's not confusing at all.
Not complicated at all. So now we have firearms sitting at the dealer. We have a serviceability certificate. We've passed the W8 quiz. We've passed the safety thing at our course. We have the letter of support from our club.
We now apply online.
Computer says no.
Yes.
So the firearms application is an online process, and all you do is you fill in all your details, and then you print it off at home, and then you take it to your local post office. Some of them will do it, some of them don't, but most of them will do the firearms applications. So you have to physically take it to a person in a post office.
Even though you do it online.
With all of your ID and all of your paperwork and all that kind of stuff.
2 photos.
Photos, because you get an ID card as well.
Yeah.
And they will make sure everything is correct, and then they'll send it off.
After you pay them, you gotta pay everybody.
Oh, I think that was about $360.
Yeah, something like that. It was between $280 and $350. I don't know. We'll find out when we renew it this year. So yeah, pay them. Fill out forms, bend over, everybody.
And then you can check online for your application process to see how far through it is. Doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
There is a 28-day cooling off period. So no matter what happens, the day you put it in, you're waiting 28 days and nothing's going to happen in that.
It won't even look at it.
Then after the 28 days, I think I got a notification.
Oh no, I emailed them. I had to email them.
That's right, you were getting
I was
frustrated.
brave enough to email them because online nothing was changing. So I'm like, I want to know what's happening. So I emailed them, and that wasn't a good idea because no, I'm just kidding. He said, yeah, it'll happen within the next kind of 1 to 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
And then you got a notice.
I got a notification, and you got an email saying we need more pictures of your safe because there wasn't enough pictures. I think it was the lock-in mechanism was missing off one of your pictures.
Something.
Whereas I think,
yours was good.
Both my safes in, but I'd had the doors open and you could see the lock-in mechanism. So purely by chance, I got it right and Lee didn't. So that actually delayed your application by 2 or 3 days.
At least 2 or 3 days.
So I had mine. So the license came through
in the mail,
in
physical
the post.
mail, like it comes in your letterbox.
Did the ID card come through at the same time, or was it was separate? Wasn't
Separate.
It? So, but the paper license was through. And I think I was off work that day for some reason. We just won't mention why.
No.
And I thought, right, let's go and visit Vic at Perth Arms and Armour and pick up my firearm.
He went by himself.
I had to.
Picked up his own goddamn gun.
Do you know what I did on the way though? I stopped to see a friend and picked up some ammunition that he'd got for us.
Yes.
So that was a bit. I'm sorry, man. I apologise.
I told him, I'm like, don't wait for me,
Yeah.
man. Go pick it up.
But not that we could do anything with it anyway. So then yours came through. Your ID came through.
It was like 3 days later, yeah.
And then we went back to Perth Arms and Armour.
Did you? No, I went by myself.
Did you go on your own?
Yeah. Otherwise, we would have done drive-bys on the way home. No.
No, Lee.
Yeah, so I went. So yeah, it took. So how long did it take?
We reckon 10 months-ish.
No, it was longer than that. It was like 11 and a half. Ish.
We'd have to look up we could look up
From
the
when we
paperwork.
walked into that first gun club, not our club.
Okay. Yeah, okay. We'll call it 11 months then.
Yeah.
So they say you can have your own firearm within 6 months. You really can't.
No. It's a year,
It's going to take
basically.
a year. If you time it well, it's going to take just less than a year, and that's what we managed to do.
Because we tried to do it as quickly as possible, and it took us just over 11 months, which is...
But it was worth it.
Oh, yeah.
And the irony being, as soon as we got our own firearms, we stopped shooting field and mandar, and we just, now all we shoot is practical. And it's great.
Because, now we get to have firearms in our homes, in our safes. See, it's in the safe.
It's not in the safe.
I know, but it sounds so good. Yeah. It'll go back in the safe. But yeah, so it's a long process. Now, the good news is, to get more firearms, all you have to do is pay money, get a supporting letter from club, and submit forms. There's no waiting period.
Although some people are telling us they're waiting 6 to 8 weeks from their application going into the approval to have that.
But it's a lot better than a year.
Yes.
So now we shall...
But then again, they've changed the laws in Western Australia anyway, or they're in the process of changing the laws.
Yeah.
So whereas you could essentially have unlimited firearms as long as you had a reason for having it, and competition is our reason for having it, they're going to limit us as amateur sporting shooters to 5 firearms.
Potentially dangerous?
Relax, that just limits you to 3 handguns or less.
Yes.
Which for us is never going to be a problem. Whoa. But for people like Don, who shoots in state championships and stuff, he's got 2 of the same, in fact he's got 3 of the same gun, because he needs to have a backup one.
Yeah.
And it's a requirement for him shooting state championships to have a backup gun.
But if you're a farmer, you can still have 10 firearms.
Yeah.
Because farmer.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, that's the whole process, guys. It probably took longer to explain than it did to get a firearm.
No, definitely didn't.
No, definitely didn't. So if anybody in WA or Australia, we might be able to answer some questions, has any questions, comment below, send us a message, whatever, we can answer anything.
Also, tell us, is your club better, is your club worse? Is the process where you live different? Is it easier, is it harder? I find it hard to believe it would be any more difficult than what we went through.
Yeah.
Having said that, I come from the UK, and they just go, handguns, no, not allowed, period. There is no discussion, there is no membership, you cannot own firearms, you cannot own handguns.
Canada's a little bit easier. You have to do a government-approved safety course and then wait 3 months, I think. That's what it was about 10 years ago. It might have changed.
But equally, in the UK, I had air pistols and air rifles with no licensing requirements at all.
Same in Canada.
Yeah. And yet here, air pistols and air rifles are deemed to be firearms. So you need to have a specific category listed on your firearms license for those.
Even paintball guns here are licensed firearms. You can't just go in and buy a paintball gun.
So here's irony for you. Gel blasters are not legal at all. So we both own handguns, category H. We cannot have gel blasters at all.
No.
They're not legal in Western Australia at all.
Can't even buy a license for them.
No, it's not a thing.
No.
So tell us what you're like in your country, your state, what's good, what's bad, and we'll see you in the next video.